So if you aren't aware, AMD's having some issues with the new AM5 processors where some of them have pretty much like exploded. So someone posted on Reddit a little over a week ago an issue with the 7800X3D that melted it down and also damaged the motherboard. Asus has recently come out with a BIOS to allegedly fix the voltages and whatnot that seem to lead to this issue. So Gamers Nexus came out with a video on a deep dive investigation that went over his findings, and it's a great video. He's not done yet with the investigation, but check this out. I pulled this 7900X3D off a customer's computer today, and I found a spot on the back of the PCB. It's actually in a different location than the other people are having issues with, but from what I can tell, this corresponds to somewhere around the IOD and specifically where the memory controller would be on this chip. It also could be a set of chiplets that are off to the side of the IOD. It's hard to say. No damage was done to the motherboard. The motherboard I'm using with this is an Asus ROG B650EI. The BIOS version is 1410. The reason why it's an older version is because we tested out this board a little over a month ago, and now we're just waiting for the customer to get a GPU to continue with the build process. We actually reached out to Steve at Gamers Nexus to see if he wants to purchase this chip to do his own tests and investigating and see if it's good or not. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm not powering this back on. There's no way, and I'm definitely not selling it to a customer. Here's one of the problems that I have with the issues that have been happening recently and in the past is I'm a small business who builds computers. If I didn't catch this and the customer received this computer and then it soon like burnt up or stopped working, that customer wouldn't blame AMD for the issue. They would definitely blame me as a company for selling them a piece of junk essentially. So I went onto the Reddit forums and posted some content on AMD's subreddit, the same subreddit that the dude a week or two ago posted on. Not a problem. Well, the mods took it down pretty much instantly and said you should put it on the mega thread. Well, the mega thread is just kind of a dumping ground and doesn't get much attention. People post on there all the time and no one will ever see it. Sometimes they do, but for the most part, people don't see it, right? So I posted again and I changed the flare that I used, and that also got taken down. I posted a third time, and the third time I posted this picture and I used the same verbiage and the same flare as the user a week and a half ago did, and they took that one down as well. I reached out to the moderators and still haven't heard back. So I just feel like AMD is suppressing this at least on Reddit for now until they completely get to the bottom of it. I don't know. I feel silenced. I feel like I can't voice my issue out there. So I posted it on PC Master Race and PC Builder and a bunch of other places. Since AMD doesn't want to allow it to exist on their subreddit, fine. I'll put it everywhere else, including here. So we'll get back to you on what happens with this chip if Gamers Nexus ends up buying it. I hope that they do, because he'll be able to do a much better investigation on this than I ever will. So this is just my random update on what's going on here at Electronic PC. And we hope to see you next time, and we'll keep you informed on what's going on.